All right, guys, welcome to the podcast Life It's Better with a Bow, powered by Protekt. And we are sitting here with two great men out here in South Dakota. The sun is shining. It's actually pretty warm. We've had a great weekend.
Yeah, it's been hot.
Yeah, we're in here with Trevor Thompson of Protekt and Rick. Everybody knows Rick.
Do they?
Don't Die Rusty Rick.
Don't die rusty.
I mean, everybody knows you.
Because of you.
Well, you are a character and a great man, and we're going to talk a little bit about that, Rick, as we dive into this. But I thought it'd be fun to sit down with both of you. One of the reasons is, and we'll do this first, and then we'll dive into some of the cool things that's going on with Protekt. And,
Yeah.
But the reason I wanted to get Rick on here is with Don't Die Rusty. Rick, why don't you just kind of give us a splash of what the Don't Die Rusty mindset is and what the podcast is all about and kind of what your mission is, if you will. And then I can kind of segue that into why I think it's a perfect fit with Trevor here.
Well, Don't Die Rusty is about the whole idea is about chasing your dreams, living a fulfilled life, not just a field life, because we all people just live a field life, but they don't chase their dreams. They don't look at the good things in life, and I think we need to change this world a little bit and make it to be a better person to us and to the people around us.
Yeah.
And we've influenced people like you were on the podcast and in this, and we had a DM from when Frank did his, and he was in rehab, and then we had a lady text us and said, "Thank you for giving us hope with our boy."
Yeah.
And so, it's about living the best life you can live and not dying rusty. Like, do what you can do and chase your dreams and give hope to
No matter how old you are.
100%.
Yeah, no matter how old you are. I don't know how old you are, Trevor, but one thing about you is you do not sit still.
No.
You do not live a sedentary life.
When I sleep.
When you sleep,
That
and that's
happens.
it, which is great. Everybody needs some sleep. But the reason I think it fits well with kind of what Rick's saying on, Don't Die Rusty is you've kind of, after your service, you've kind of morphed into this even another active lifestyle, if you will.
Yeah.
Into guiding big game, mostly bear.
Mostly bear. Yep.
And, yeah, you do a little mountain goat, right?
Mountain goat and blacktail.
Yeah. So with Colt Kramer, and then you are a skydiver,
And base jumper.
base jumper. Every one of these, I'm just like, man, I don't know about that. That kind of stuff scares me.
Spend a little bit of time in the backcountry.
Yeah. So you're so you live a don't die rusty lifestyle for sure.
Oh, yeah.
But what got you into it? So if you wouldn't mind giving us just a quick rundown on, you served in the armed forces, but what?
So
branch?
I joined Navy in 2007, and then I got out in 2016. And in that entire time, I was in the SEAL teams.
Nice.
So I did 9 years in the Navy, and the whole time I was there as a SEAL. And during that pipeline, you learn how to skydive. It's part of the program. That's one of the parts of the acronym for SEAL, Sea, Air, Land. So air is part of it. And I had a great time learning to skydive. My last jump in that program, I actually almost died.
Oh,
So I had a
geez.
parachute accident, the graduation jump.
What happened?
So military parachutes, then the standard ones have ripcords. So you pull it from about shoulder level, and that pulls the pins out from the main bag, the deployment bag, the container that's holding it all together. And then you have a spring-loaded pilot chute that comes out, and that hit a burble, so like a big empty space behind my back, bounced off my foot under my arm. And so then I was like this big ball of lines and parachute material and all sorts of stuff. And luckily my reserve went off at about, I think they go off at 2,500 feet. And yeah, I mean, I was, 21 years old thinking, oh, this is how I die. Great.
Do you remember what was going through your mind? Or
Yeah.
are you just so
The
focused on
language
trying
isn't
to
quite
correct?
appropriate.
Yeah. But
for
the
the audience.
Are you
That's
so
not-
focused on trying to
I was
remedy
I
the solution?
I was trying to
that-
remedy the whole thing. So what you're supposed to do is find your main cutaway handle, and then find your reserve. And what I'm doing, because nobody can see what I'm doing, is I'm grabbing with my right hand down where my cutaway would be, which is like about chest level on the right side of your body, and then the same thing with your left hand, if that's reserve, and you cut your main away, and then you deploy your reserve so that they don't tangle into each other.
Right.
There is a reserve static line. They are connected, but it's like a dead zone between the two, so that there is not supposed to be any entanglement after you have a malfunction already. Well, this was all over the place, and my right hand was stuck up in the air. It was pinned by this pilot chute, like a sea anchor, right?
Yeah.
Imagine if you wrap your hand around one of those sea anchors, the line, and then just stick it in the water. You're not getting that undone without breaking
Tension's
that off.
got you.
Yeah, tension's got you.
Yeah.
Same thing with that in the air. The pilot chute was holding my hand up, my whole arm. And it's at night, and I had oxygen on and like tubes coming off of my face, and we had gloves on because it was January. And I'm like trying to find where this thing is.
Oh my god.
It's a handle about the size of your fist, and I can't see anything because the mask is like this, and I hadn't practiced reaching over there with my left hand. I have 23 skydives ever. I'm like, this is how I die. A bunch of other choice language for, the 45 seconds as I'm falling towards the earth thinking, this is how I die. Knowing they tell you, do not deploy your reserve into your main. You'll die.
Right.
Now, that's that scenario where the staff are telling you, this is the way to do this. Now, there are nuances there. Once you actually do a lot of skydives, you can deploy them both at the same time, but you're not going to tell somebody brand new. That's like if you have a kid, you hand them a gun, and they have a malfunction. It's like, hey, if there's a malfunction, give it to me. Mm-hmm. They don't need to suss that problem out.
Right.
They don't have the experience. Same thing with us. So I'm in the don't suss the problem out point in my life, and I'm like trying to figure this thing out, and it's not happening. And they have a computer on there. It's called a Cypress, and it will deploy at a specific barometric pressure and speed, and it did. Yeah. So it went on its own, and I got blind lucky that it deployed through hundreds of feet of tangled parachute line and deployed clean over my head.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's how it started. And for whatever reason, months later, I was like, I still want to skydive. And I enjoyed it. I liked skydiving altogether.
Yeah.
So I kept skydiving and learned how to base jump not that long after. Not that long after that, I started skiing. And I really never quit skiing, base jumping, ice climbing, rock climbing. Yeah, I spent 5 years living in Hawaii at the SEAL team out there. I was spearfishing, surfing a
So
little
would
bit,
you
but mostly
free dive a
spearfishing.
lot too? Like
Almost all free dive. It's all free diving for spearfishing.
Okay.
Because we were diving for work. I mean, out there I had well over 1,000 to 1,400 hours of scuba time.
So what kind of depths are you free diving to?
Usually it's between 50 and 110 feet.
Oh my gosh.
Not a whole lot further. So past that, you're starting. Yeah, but past 100 feet, you're starting to get into the range of like professionals, people that's what they do, that's their lifestyle, or guys that are there. I mean, there are people that are not professionals, just like in archery, where it's like they're essentially a pro. Yeah. That's their whole life. That's what they do, and that's where I'm qualifying those people. The people with that professional attitude. They train. They care. That's all they love doing. That's the thing they do. But 100 feet isn't out of the norm for a athletic person that does it all the time. It wouldn't be that far off from telling somebody like, oh yeah, I pack out 110, 120 pounds. They'd be like, yeah, right, that's insane. Like, if it's your lifestyle, it's not insane.
100%.
Yeah.
So I have two questions for you.
Only two?
Well,
I'll hold you to it. Yeah.
I've got a whole
Sean's
bunch
like,
of
I
questions.
see his brain mulling down over here.
well,
Gears are turning.
Well, I have two questions from this.
Uh-huh.
So when the parachute is all tied up,
Uh-huh.
you hear
nothing. It's wind.
What I'm trying to say is, like, was it slow motion?
Yeah, so that entire experience probably took
I mean, it's going fast, but is it slow?
55 seconds.
Yeah.
In my mind, my memory, it feels like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Because I can distinctly remember feeling it bounce off my boot. I feel it pulling my arm up. I remember thinking a whole bunch of words and then trying to figure out where this thing was.
Thanks for keeping this family friendly.
I'm really trying, Sean.
Yeah, no,
You've heard me over here, and
I
I'm like,
appreciate it.
yeah, so it definitely felt like a whole lot longer than
Wow.
I know it was. And then I almost got hit by a car when I landed on the ground.
No.
Oh my gosh! Could you imagine if that's how
Oh,
it
believe
went?
me, I thought that.
You survived this whole fall.
This ordeal. You bounced down, and I bounced down sort of a hill. Came to rest right next to a road, and I'm like, wow, that was. I guess I'm alive. Okay. Did like the fingers and toes check.
Yeah.
Say you like.
So
Fall
you
down.
hit pretty hard.
I hit relatively hard. I was pretty lucky. I hit on a slope, kind of like I'm pointing at a ski slope up in
Yeah.
front of us. So it was, probably 20 degrees or so, like something that you can roll down and not
Yeah.
get broken.
Yeah.
I was very, very lucky. I had like an ankle, like a turned ankle, and some rope burn on my face, mostly my nose.
How about your arm?
I was fine.
It was.
Yeah.
Didn't choke your arm out.
No, because they're not that big.
Hey,
you know?
so wait a minute. When it deployed, when when your reserve chute deployed, did it relieve pressure on your arm or
Yes,
no?
it
You were
relieved
able at
pressure
that
because
point.
now I'm not falling 125 plus miles an hour. Now I'm going 12 to 18 miles an hour forward-ish,
Yeah.
like kind of diagonally. So that let go, and I was able to like shake
Work your
that,
way down.
junk off and reach up and try and figure out what was going on.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. I was going to say, you land and you still don't have use of your arm to.
Yeah, no, I did.
Yeah.
But then I landed next to a road and kind of collected the reserve, and a car came whipping around the corner.
So
Like,
did you hitchhike back
my
or?
No. So I called on the radio and said, hey, this is jumper number, I can't remember. I was like 24, 25. We had numbers assigned to us. And I tell them, like, I'm on the ground. I had a reserve deployment. And they had me repeat myself. They're like, can you say that again? Because we had let another group go out in front of us.
Yeah.
And then we'd circled around and jumped over the top of them. Well,
Yeah.
I had fallen through that entire group.
Oh,
So I was on the ground before they were on the ground. I beat them down.
because you did a
I
high
leapfrogged them.
altitude, low open.
Yeah, it was pretty. That was my lowest opening until I started base jumping.
So okay, let's segue into that. Well, actually, first before we do that,
Yeah.
how many jumps have you done now, including base jumping?
About I'm close to 8,000.
Jumps.
Yes.
Jeez.
Oh my gosh. Well, you're professional status at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I used to do it. I was on the demonstration team, so if you've ever seen the Leapfrogs or the Golden Knights jump into NASCAR, MLB, NFL, I've done all that.
You've done all that. Okay. So
Not NASCAR, but I've jumped into.
when you base jump, that's a whole different ball game.
Yeah, it's way more fun.
Why is it more fun?
So to me, you have complete control over everything except a little bit of the weather and bad luck. So
Yeah.
in my opinion, now having done some other things, it's very similar to say, like we were talking about, I'm building my own trad bows and all my own equipment.
Yeah.
So it's very similar to completely solo hunting with that kind of equipment.
Okay.
You are totally at your own mercy, and you're the only one to blame for anything that goes wrong.
So when I've only watched base jumping. So you jump, you're holding something in your hand or no?
I do it. I do mostly wingsuit base jumping now.
Okay.
So you're
Wingsuit, so you're
wearing,
flying.
Mhm. Yeah, you're flying.
Yeah, like the little squirrel suit or whatever they
They're
call
pretty
it. That
big.
thing.
Yeah,
Like you're jumping and you're just.
like flying in a mattress. Yeah,
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. All right. Okay.
It's
Wh-
awesome. That's the best word for
Tell
it,
me
Sean.
this, because I watch these guys fly in these suits and they do some gnarly stuff.
Yeah,
Like flying some narrow gaps through a hole, whatever. It
next
just
to trees.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm mind blown by it. But when your very first time doing it, did you train first on one of those like iFly things, or did you just
No,
here we go
so-
and you jump, spread your wings, and let it rip?
I'm sort of I'm of probably the last era of base jumpers that learned an older way.
Okay.
Which was from a mentor,
Jedi
from
way.
a person.
Yeah.
You were walked in through the process by somebody that was willing to jump with you, that wanted to be your mentor, that was
Okay.
okay being your friend. It was a little more underground. There weren't really like any of the GoPro videos, out, like maybe the very first one or two. And those weren't even on GoPros. Those guys were filming those on handy cams. And I know some of those guys. And a few of them are still around jumping. And
Yeah.
a few of those guys I'm friends with. And so I got to learn what I think is now, seeing how guys learn now, it's much more put together. And the classes you get more information. It's safer. But I feel privileged to have learned that way.
Right.
So the first time I got to do it was a little more, you could call it pirate or haphazard.
Yeah.
It was
There
like
you go.
it was like
Good luck.
taught you what I taught you. Good luck, bud.
Yeah.
Some of that going on.
Okay, so you jump.
Uh-huh.
Did you
You go like this. I'm going to take a 2-second delay or 3-second delay. So it's like this. 1, 2, 3, and then you pitch.
Really?
But
Oh.
yeah. Well, and everybody goes 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I took a 3. No, you took a half a second. I think your foot was still touching the exit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're peaked out of your mind.
But at what point did you say, today I'm going to fly?
Oh yeah. So I had already been wingsuiting. I had no desire to wingsuit base jump when I started base jumping. I wanted to jump off buildings. I thought that
Okay.
was really cool. The whole process, jumping in a city at night, kind of doing the ninja thing. I thought that
Yeah.
was neat.
Illegally jumping off the top of some rad building.
Jumping off of buildings is not illegal.
Well-
Gaining entry can possibly be trespassing, depending on if you get let in.
Right.
No, I'm serious. I'm actually being serious. Like,
yeah, it's awesome.
yeah, there's a little gray area there. I thought that was super cool.
Yeah.
And it was. And I've done a ton of it. And beyond that, I started jumping wingsuits in the sky.
Okay.
Because it's neat. It's fun to fly. You're flying. You're extending the length of the skydive. A long skydive can take a minute.
Okay.
And then you have a parachute over your head. And that can take 2 to 3 minutes, depending on how you're getting to the ground. Well, a long wingsuit flight in the sky can take 4.5 minutes.
Oh, wow.
So you get to extend your travel. You get to extend the amount of fun you're having. Like it's really cool. And I can be this close to you, kind of interacting with our faces and like moving around, and it's fun. So I got to learn how to do that, and I did, around 1,000 wingsuit skydives.
Oh, wow.
And then at some point I was like, man, I should probably try this in the air, because my buddies that I was base jumping with, most of them were wingsuit base jumping then, and they're like, dude, you have enough experience. Like, you're going to be fine. Just give it a rip. Like, give it one try. And if you hate it, then just don't do it no more.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I did it, and I've basically only done that now, base jumping, because there's nothing quite like that. You're flying the wing next to trees and cliffs, and it's all on you.
So when you, like the videos I watch when I think of these wingsuits, I mean, these guys are flying down narrow canyons and, that's what you're doing?
Uh-huh.
Oh, my God.
Do you feel like a fighter pilot?
Oh, yeah.
But
You are
Yeah.
the fighter airplane.
Yeah.
And actually, it's the closest feeling that I've ever had to. I got to do a ride-along in an F-18 when I was in the SEAL teams, and that was one of the wildest things I've done in my whole life. And it's a similar type of experience to parts of that flight when you're close to the ground, because you get that sensation of speed. Like, if you've ever ridden a motorcycle fast, like
not me, but
in the triple digits type of
Yeah.
fast, like that's what it feels like. Because you're going 120 plus.
but you don't. When you're in the air, whatever. How high are you when you jump with a wingsuit?
You mean like off the ground from where you're going to land?
Yeah, like typically.
It can depend. Honestly, it's usually between 3,000 and 6,000 feet of flying that you're going to do.
Okay.
Occasionally, it's as low as 2,000 to 1,500 feet, but then you're really lowering the amount of time that you're flying, because it takes a couple hundred feet for your wingsuit to really reach full flight capacity.
Okay.
So you want to use up some of that with the altitude you have. So the bigger the flight, sometimes the more fun, but usually the more you get to do.
Yeah. So you live in Utah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is that a good place to do this type of activity?
Yeah, actually, there are quite a few in Utah. There's some in Nevada. They're all in like BLM land or Forest Service land. So it's pretty cool, because we have the same access that I do when I go backcountry skiing.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have a favorite wingsuit jump you like to do?
Oh, man.
When I'm picturing wingsuit, I'm picturing what I see on YouTube and all that.
Yeah,
right?
and you're picturing some of the jumps that I've done. There's been a few. There's one in Italy. I'm trying to remember the name of the thing, but you jump into this like kind of crack bowl thing, and when you get flying, you hang a left, and right as you hang that left, you're a couple hundred feet off the ground, and you get to fly like along this cliff mountain edge, and you can go as close as you want to like low pine trees, and you're looking out at Lake Garda. So all of Lake Garda and the town right there, and Arco, like there's this castle off in the distance that you can see. It's not that far, a couple miles away. and then you turn and you fly over the water, and you land in a public park, like on the beach, on grass. It's a jump that's just spectacular. You do this and you go, I'm allowed to do this.
That's what's cool about it. But there's a million questions I have. It's something that I don't think I'll ever have the gumption to do.
They do tandems.
Yeah, I would on the wingsuit.
No.
Yeah,
but base jumps.
Yeah, I don't know.
We should do that.
You might be able to talk me into that.
I'll take you.
I have a question.
Yeah.
When I watch these guys,
I
mean, are you in that good of control? Is there a margin of error that you like to keep? Like when you're on a bike and you're riding a mountain bike down a trail or even skiing, I feel like you have control. But on certain types of snow on skiing, you're allowing yourself a margin of error because when I make this move, there's a chance that I can't make it that tight because of the. So it's a little crustier than normal.
It's exactly the same. So we're dealing with air, which is a fluid, right? So you're dealing with fluid dynamics. Like airflow is it's like flying a fighter plane. Like it's fluid dynamics. We have no thrust. So as we're ripping through the air or making turns, and right now for the audience, I'm using my hand in that Top Gun-y fighter pilot move. But so what we're doing is they have thrust, so they can affect the direction of the nose based on that. We're side slipping through the air. You're actually washing out as you're moving past these turns. So your brain, through many hundreds and thousands of jumps and lots of experience, understands how far to side slip. How far is that margin on that backside, with the speed I'm going with. And it's all feel and sound. Like I can hear the wind and know about what speed I'm going, and I can feel it with the pressure of the suit. It's pretty cool.
Wow.
What do you do to prepare to land?
Panic. No, so you
every time you pull, you're like,
oh no,
an adrenaline
it's
rush
happening
of
again.
panic.
No, so you cut speed and you flare just like a small airplane.
Yeah.
So you cut speed, bring the pitch of the aircraft up, and then reach back to deploy a parachute.
Yeah.
And base jumping parachutes are an ultra simple system. They're very, very simple. It's like literally like opening a cardboard box with 2 flaps, and it's out. It's mechanically much safer than a skydiving rig, which has a lot more safety precautions because it's a regulated sport. You're up in a regulated aircraft. There's a lot more going on with that thing.
Okay.
Base jumping is completely unregulated, but I draw a conclusion I tell people it's similar to a motorcycle is like a skydiving rig. A bicycle is like a base jumping rig. You might have to replace a tire every once in a while, but the thing's going to work for the life of you because they just work. There's very few moving parts. Motorcycle, you're constantly having to screw around with. You have to have a tech work on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you pack your own
every time?
Your own chute?
Yeah. Almost every time. I've definitely played pick that parachute.
Yeah. Yeah. I just can't. The freedom you would feel, it just seems.
It's shocking.
It looks really cool.
It is.
And crazy.
Yes, it is. It's probably the most selfish thing any person can do as a pick your sport activity.
That's insane.
Because I've looked at the base jumping companies in Moab and thought about doing it, and I thought I'm too fat yet, so I'm not gonna go do it.
Just get a bigger
how much do you weigh?
Probably 230 at the moment.
I think you'd be fine.
I'll lose. I'm trying to lose, but I think
you're fine.
It's one of those things that I want that. I think you find that peace for that so many seconds, so minutes.
Yeah, and it's your choice.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that, like when I ask you about when you were going through the air and the parachute, that if it was in slow motion, those are places that you're at by yourself.
Yep.
And there's nobody else to come into your head. And I think those are the places that I like to go, like shooting an arrow.
Yeah.
Before you shoot the arrow in the shot, it's only you, unless somebody's chirping in your ear, which you don't hear anything.
No.
And I can imagine that, like base jumping for a little bit.
And I've felt that same thing, like at full draw on an animal, especially now with these trad bows.
Did you hunt in your youth?
No.
Did you grow up hunting? When did you start?
For animals, after the military.
After the military.
Yeah,
So
I did a pheasant hunt, a chucker hunt, as a combination at a place in Colorado, like a cleanup hunt. And that's it, really.
you're
ton of spear
fairly
fishing.
new into the sport. I mean, when you're talking about,
yeah.
how old are you?
36.
Yeah. And you've been out of the military how long now?
8 years.
8 years. Well, yeah, you're fairly new into the sport. And you have, I mean, you've embraced it 100%. Because you're not only are you new to the sport, but you've been actually guiding, assisting or guiding brown bear and mountain goat now for how many years?
5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 3 years into it, you're like, I love this thing. I'm going.
Two seasons a year.
I'm going head first.
Yep.
I'm diving in. You couldn't have had a better mentor than Cole Kramer.
And an introduction to him through Barklaw.
Through
Really?
Barklaw,
It was
okay.
at John's birthday. He said, you have to meet this guy. I think you'd like him. You should go up. You just started bow hunting. You seem to love it. And I'm like, yeah. And then Cole and I met, and he's like, come on up. And I came up on a goat hunt.
Did you hunt yourself, or you went to help him?
I went to pack.
Yeah.
He's like,
you were
hey,
the grunt.
he's like, you're just going to pack. Like, that's all you're going to do. And he described it to him. And I'm like, sounds great.
Yeah. See, here's what's funny. I remember those days when I was the grunt, except I was 17.
Yeah. And I was 29.
Yeah. Yeah. I made a lot of money, though. I made $50 a day.
Ooh.
Holy moly.
I can't remember.
That's what I got paid to pack.
I think he didn't pay me that one. He's like, because it's short notice, we're not gonna, and because I'm not sure, and I'm giving you an opportunity.
Yeah.
Because he didn't know if I really wanted to work up there.
Yeah.
It was more of like a whatever. He's like, but I'll tell the client like to tip. So I was like, okay, sounds great. So I didn't pay to go up there.
Did you get a good tip?
Yeah.
Sweet. Packers can get pretty good tips.
Yeah, especially if you really work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen some Packers not. and not really get tipped.
Yeah, we don't. You did not have that opportunity where I worked.
Yeah.
If you were a packer that didn't work, you were packing your bags and on your way.
Yeah, and that doesn't really happen with Cole. He very rarely has packers.
Yeah.
And the packers he has are like the same two guys.
Yeah.
Anybody that comes up to pack for him. Actually, I think I might have been the last guy that came up to pack for him.
And now you're guiding with him.
Yeah, I'm an assistant guide now. Because
fantastic.
because the way he sees it is the old version of what was going on in Alaska, which is like you come up to pack, you're trying to be an assistant guide,
Yeah, 100%. That's what I was
and a
doing.
registered guide, like you're trying to help me in my area. Like he expects, and I think any of the registered guides or guide outfitters are expecting to get 6 or 10 years out of you if you go
Yes.
up there and you move past packing for a season or two.
Right. Yeah.
Like they're giving you a lot of information that was learned over the course of decades by them and whoever they got mentored by.
Yeah.
So they're expecting to get a decade out of you.
Yeah.
Which I completely understand.
No, it makes sense. I mean,
It seems
it
right.
takes a decade anyway for you to.
Understand how not to do stuff. Like,
Yeah.
we're still learning stuff. Cole's still learning stuff up there. He's on
Yep.
season 20.
I started going up there when I was with the outfitter when I was 17.
Yeah.
And there's still so much to learn.
Yeah, and I did it. I said yes to Cole, and John knew that I would want to do it because he knows what kind of personality I am, which is feet first into the deep end of the pool.
I was thinking head first.
Yeah.
That's what you do when you base jump.
You got to look where you're going, though, Sean.
That's true. That's true.
But I knew I had a late start on hunting.
Yeah.
And I also knew nothing replaced time and experience. And the only way to get more is to work for a guide operation. Period.
Yeah. Yep.
And so now, every year, including my own hunting and guiding, I'm able to be in the field 100+ days a year.
Yeah.
And in 7 years of having a bow in my hand, like that's a lot of time.
Oh, it's so much time.
And you get to see so much.
Yeah.
You get to see more than the normal person gets to see.
I mean, I've seen dozens of species.
Yes.
That's a special thing for somebody that isn't independently wealthy or didn't grow up with an outfitter.
Yeah, I've always told people guiding because I guided in Alaska, and then I was also I used to guide in Montana for mule deer, elk, and antelope, and then brown bear, moose, caribou, all that. And people would be like, oh, man, don't you just want to hunt for yourself? And this is, back in the day, I'm like, look, man, I get an opening day every week to 10 days. I'm on opening weekend with the energy of a hunter who's there for the opening day.
Yeah.
And I get to do this over and over and over again.
And you do
I
90,
love it.
And you do 95%.
Oh,
you do everything except pull the trigger or
yep.
let the arrow go.
Yeah.
Because we're shoulder to shoulder with them. Like I did the whole stock.
Yep. You get to do everything. And it's something that some people understand, some don't. But I loved it.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved it. I still love it. I try to go to Alaska every year. But you're basically doing, 10 hunts a year?
Yeah.
Just there, not including your own hunts.
Yeah.
I mean, you're getting in a lot of good learning time.
A lot of, and like all credit to Cole. Like the first time I drew a mule deer tag in Utah, I shot one in velvet.
Awesome.
Alone. And I texted him and he called me. And because I'd been up there with him for 2 seasons already, I was comfortable hunting alone, processing the animal alone. It was like 95 degrees.
Yeah.
And getting it out of the heat. And then I stopped at Jay Byer's place, and he's like, dude, that's really cool that you were able to get that done. And I was thanking him also for mentoring me. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's this really cool community of people that are willing to help you if you're willing to put the time in.
Yes. Yeah. That's why I love Rick's podcast and message of Don't Die Rusty, and you really do fit that because you started so late in the hunting thing, but you've embraced it so much, and now you're at a point where you've surpassed many of us who grew up in the hunting world, but you've been able to we'll go feet first in the deep end, but and just go. And you've had some really cool and crazy experiences already.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I have.
And so that's why so you've got your hunting guide, your base jumper, your make my own bow, archer. What are you making your bow out of?
So I started with Corey Hawk, and I made it out of hackberry.
Hackberry.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
I don't know this
It's a
wood.
native wood to kind of the middle of America, so Nebraska.
Yeah.
They call it like a trash wood. They tear it down out of farm fields and stuff. But it grows straight and true, and it's easy to work with. Got nice wide rings.
Is it a heavy wood?
Not particularly. It's not super dense. It's somewhere in the middle.
Interesting.
Yeah. And now I've moved to working with mostly Pacific Yew.
Don't know that one either.
And Osage.
Okay.
Osage
I know
orange.
Osage.
Yeah.
So what was it that you're hunting, shooting a bow, and you're like, I'm making my own bow. Forget this.
So this started with a buddy of mine that I call the most interesting man in the world. So Jeff Shapiro, he is a Kavu athlete, and I met him.
A what?
Kavu, it's a company.
Okay.
Kavu. They're pretty cool. They're out of Seattle. They embrace life. I think you'd enjoy their message. A lot of surfers, backcountry skiers, base jumpers.
Yeah.
Guys like that. Or men and women like that. Rock climbers, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
And so Jeff and I met base jumping. He's a wingsuit base jumper too. He's one of him and his partner, Chris Gibbish, are some of the best alpinists that have come out of the U.S. in the last 2 decades. He was a EMT for a while, a 3-time world champion with hang gliding. He did the X-Pier on a paraglider. He's been a falconer for 25 years.
I'm going to cut you off real quick. I just want to, for the sake of mountaineer versus alpinist.
Mm-hmm. So he climbs hard technical routes at high altitude.
It's not just hiking to the top.
No,
There's a lot
We're
of climbing
talking,
involved too,
He does
right?
climbing that is
like ice climbing or whatever.
He does ice climbing that would be difficult at 6,000 feet, and they've put up routes in Nepal
Okay.
and Tibet, above 18,000.
And the only reason I ask is
it's a big deal.
there is a difference.
There is a difference.
Yeah, and it's important
It
to
usually
to
has
know
to do
that.
with how technical the terrain is.
Okay.
When they say alpinist, they tend to mean a mixture of rock, ice, using crampons, ice tools, and rock climbing to get to a peak that's on a technical piece of terrain that you couldn't have otherwise achieved. So you're not going to walk up there.
Where mountaineering would be more
A mixture of everything else minus the technical stuff. It could still be very difficult, very high.
Yep.
Everest could Everest can fall into the mountaineering route because maybe there's some fixed lines, but you really don't need a lot of climbing experience to get up there. You need physicality and all sorts of other things. But
Yeah.
there's probably a gray area, some overlap in there.
Yeah. I just wanted to
Yeah, it
kind of
makes
spell
sense.
that out.
So
Yeah.
Jeff, he's been a falconer for 20-plus years. He has a bush plane. He's killed a bunch of bulls with a trad bow. So he and I are buddies, and I'm like, I'd love to come hunt with you. And at the time, he was living in Missoula in a house he built.
That's awesome.
Not had built, he built.
Yep.
And he's like, okay, well, yeah, you can come hunt with me. And Jeff's like 44, so we're not that separated
Yeah.
in age. Like, it's close enough, and we have the same peer group for some of the activities we do. He's like, well, you have to get a trad bow of any type. I don't care what it is, and learn to use it and be comfortable. And you have to hunt with that. I'm not going to let you hunt with he called it a rifle bow.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, that's acceptable. Like, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's what got me into it. And I started doing that and immediately went from using a Satori from Hoyt to then I had a bow made by South, Cox.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, I had the opportunity to go take a class with Corey Hawk to learn to make bows. And when I did that and realized the connection that goes on with that, I was like, that's it. Ultimately, I want to be able to take at least a deer, an elk, a bear, at some point with a bow I made, a string I made, a wooden arrow, and a stone point.
So
at some point.
That's
like
awesome.
That's like, it has to be ethical. It has to be the right
Absolutely.
distance. It has to be and that's part of why I make all my bows to 70+ pounds.
Are you making your own points too?
That's a hard journey.
Mm-hmm.
That gives you some major respect for humans that made those things,
Oh man.
because I know guys that have been doing it for 20+ years, and you see what they do, and you're going, "That's amazing," and they're like, "Man, a child could make this 300 years ago."
Yeah.
Yeah, well, because that's all they did.
Yeah.
That was your life.
It was their livelihood.
Yep.
Like, okay, do you want to eat?
Yeah.
That's a yes. It's a very analog scenario.
Yeah.
And so for me, that's as
Okay.
long as it's ethical, that's the end all.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about this bow journey. How'd you decide on your current bow? You're like walking along the Osage Flats, and you're like,
No, so
"This tree spoke to
I
me," or
don't-
what? How does it work?
So the bow material that's available in Utah,
Uh-huh.
I don't necessarily have any legal access right now that I know of to harvest it.
Which would be what?
You'd be looking for like any sort of hardwood, like hickories and stuff, but I would much rather use something that's like Osage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Osage it's a North American wood, or Pacific Yew, which is a North American wood. It's readily available, and there are guys that's their expertise is cutting those pieces, drying them, because they have to dry for 1 to 5 years.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they have to dry out slowly. So wood you get at Home Depot, it's kiln
Yeah.
dried, so it's speed dried,
Yeah.
which that's why it's split and
Creates
cracked.
cracking. Yeah.
These staves don't have any cracks in them.
So you just buy a blank essentially, just
Yeah,
a block of wood that's a blank for.
Sometimes it's a whole log.
Oh, okay.
But like and I'm putting my hands up 10 inches or so around.
Yeah.
For like a U one or Osage.
Okay.
And then Osage, they tend to come in like pie shapes that are, I don't know, 4 inches across and maybe 6 inches deep.
Okay.
How long?
So for Osage bows, I've made some plain style bows. So like ones that say the Cheyenne or the Lakota would be making,
Yeah.
or Comanche, which those are between 48 and 55 inches.
Mm-hmm.
And then the U bows I've been making are 65 to 72 inches.
Wow. Okay.
And which one do you prefer hunting with?
It just depends. They're all fun to shoot. I mean, I've made about a dozen or so now, and they all shoot a little different. They all have their own personality, and I don't know. It's really difficult to like pick one, because sometimes I go outside and I'm like, I just want to shoot that little short thing
Yeah.
that's super snappy, and
Yeah.
they're all shooting about arrows that are between 580 and 650 grains.
Wow.
And all of them are about 70 pounds at their draw length that I want them to be. Some of them are 20-inch draw, some of them are 29-inch draw. It just depends on the style of bow.
And what are you making the string out of?
So those I'm making out of, those are out of Dacron or Fast Flight, because
What? Or what?
Fast flight. It's
Fast flight.
It's like string material that you'd make for trad bows. Because in my mind, yes, it is totally doable to make it out of sinew or some sort of hemp or fiber or something. The uncertainty of when that will break or degrade, to me, doesn't make it ethical.
Right.
That's for me personally. If
Yeah.
it was a one-time use, one-time shot, cool. But I want to practice with it. Like coming from the background I have, I want to have 100% certainty in the equipment that it's going to perform exactly how I think it's going to perform, which with stone points, that's fine. They all, like I've shot a bunch of them now, they fly perfect.
Wow.
The wood arrows fly perfect. And I've made wood arrows out of hardwood shoots. Like I've had to straighten them and do the whole thing. They fly perfect.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you decide if you have the right spine?
See, that's the funny part, is if it's the right width. If it's the right width,
Okay.
which you can sort of feel and see,
Okay.
they all end up weighing about the same.
Interesting.
So like these I have some 25-inch arrow shafts that I cut for this 20-inch draw, 21-inch draw bow that I made. And they're all between 10 or 12 grains.
No way.
Uh-huh.
It's crazy that it's that consistent.
It is. It's wild.
Nature's amazing.
Nature's super cool. And those things are tougher than any shafting you'll ever see in your entire life. I've shot them at concrete walls, and they bounce off.
Wow.
It's a tree. It's a baby tree.
Yeah. Yeah. That's super cool.
They're really rad.
Are your points the same too then, and roughly in?
So currently, I've made a few points.
Yep.
I've shot one at an animal. I still am at the point where I've bought a few points from guys that make them, because I think I'm not at the point where it's like that's 100% totally ethical to be using on any animal type.
What if you found one that a professional made 300 years ago and locked that baby in?
I've told people about this. I'm like, I want to shoot one, and they're like, oh, that'd be kind of a shame. I'm like, no, that would be. You'd be closing the loop.
Shame.
You'd be closing the loop.
If you're asking me, that would be
So
amazing.
Cool. So cool. You're reusing equipment. Talk about being green. Mr. Green over here.
You come and talk to me.
Let's rock and roll.
You've seen them at my house.
Yeah. You have, dude. You have to. How fantastic would that be?
It will be.
People had to have done it, right?
I know they did.
Yeah. Okay. Listen.
How many people use extra carbon arrows they find up here?
Yeah. Exactly. You know, they're like.
That's about right.
Yeah, that'll work.
Because it doesn't take much to haft them on. Like I'm using elk backstrap sinew.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I just I string it out, and then you chew it up, get a little wet, and you can wrap it around, and then you melt down rawhide, and you can make hide glue, and that's how you just attach those things. They're stuck.
See, I don't know anything. This is a foreign world to me.
What's crazy is that world has been around for tens of thousands of years.
I know.
And that's all they did.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting because I'm an American Indian Studies history major at Black Hill State up here in Spearfish.
Okay.
That's why I'm listening to this stuff. But where I grew up, they had a buffalo kill site.
Yeah.
My uncles had it on their land.
Like a
That's
jump
when
site?
I'm talking, if
Yeah.
you wanted a tip,
Oh, yeah.
you know what I mean? Because
They're
you
so
were
cool.
Do
Wait
you
a
remember
minute.
seeing them?
Yeah. Oh, no. I 100% remember seeing them. But they're finding these at the buffalo kill site. Mm-hmm. This is an even better story.
Of course.
I think this is what I think needs to happen. We need to figure this out. We need to get an arrowhead from you, and you need to hunt a buffalo with it. Now that would be something.
That would be
that
cool.
came from the buffalo kill site.
I mean, I'd rather do like an atlatl than an arrow.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
arrows were usually group hunt activities.
Yeah.
Like an atlatl has enough weight and hammer.
Yeah,
to
because
actually-
the arrow you got
to shoot a
Swiss
bunch
cheese.
of them. Yeah. But a deer and elk is totally doable.
Yeah.
That's a softer animal. Their skin's softer. It's much easier to put them through.
Yeah, that would be.
It will be cool. And like the ultimate there is one of the guys I'm learning to flint knap from. Mm-hmm. He and there's a very small select group of guys that do this that are successful hunting. They only use woods from the area they're in,
Okay.
or that they're hunting, stones from the area that they're hunting, and arrow shafting from the area they're hunting to hunt with. So you're talking 100% local sourced, and that's not their way of being like LARPing. That's their way of paying homage to this. This is doable.
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
Like, I live in Montana. I'm only going to use woods materials from here.
Yeah.
I think it's so cool.
And that is very cool. That is.
You're definitely giving yourself a gigantic handicap. Like Man, there was a bunch of times last year I could have shot stuff, but even with my stuff from south, I could have shot some things.
What is your distance then? What's your comfortable distance that you like shooting with your trad
So
bow?
present the scenario. Like, give me an animal and a scenario. Because
We'll just give you an elk broadside, quartering away slightly. He's open, like a perfect shot that you would ask for to open up his cavity. But
with one of the self bows I made,
yeah,
35 yards.
35. Okay, well, that's farther than I thought. That's awesome.
And that would be perfect scenario. Now,
Yeah.
he's walking, it's dusk, 20.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and I think, even for me, I shoot a compound, and my ethical standard of shot changes based on lighting for sure.
Every single time. And that's why I say give me the scenario, because people ask, they're like, oh, what can you shoot that? I'm like, look, it's not a target.
Yeah.
This is a living, breathing thing that I'm deciding to shoot a pointy object at. That very worst case, I gut shot it kind of poorly, and it gets away.
Yeah.
As opposed to, like, the first thing I took was an Axis doe.
Yeah.
At 33 yards in Maui. But she was feeding, head down, relaxed, quartering away from me, standing still, facing a bush.
Yeah.
And wind was coming to me.
It's perfect.
It could not have been better.
Yeah.
I had all the time in the world. I had been practicing out to 40, and she was at 33, and my point on was 35.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So I aimed right there, and it hit right there.
Dude, that's awesome.
And I lost my mind.
I would too. Jeez.
Especially with the trad bow, because you see this. Hi-ya.
Yeah.
Don't move, don't move. Oh, it got it.
That is awesome.
Because you're so close.
Oh, yeah.
What are you using for feathers?
Wild turkey.
Turkey feather.
Yeah, wild turkey. Wild turkey. It's much better than the store-bought, like, farm-raised turkey.
Tougher?
Interesting.
It's a little tougher. It's much more waterproof.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
And when you say waterproof, meaning it doesn't hold water as
Doesn't
much?
hold water.
Okay.
And when it does, you can flick them, and they shed much better.
So you're collecting wild turkey feathers. Are you the one who's kind of cutting down that? I don't even remember what they call that piece that the
quill?
The quill, yeah. And
I'm doing the whole 9 yards now, and I've fletched arrows with hide glue, pine pitch, and sinew.
Well, that's the other thing I was going to ask you.
That's
how
the
you're
whole
fletching them.
process. Yeah, and I'm fletching them like a mixture of modern and English fletching style. So, like, I'm cutting the quill front and the quill back and holding them down there, as opposed to, say, like the Cherokee or the Comanche would do like a fold over on their fletchings. And I've found that the best fletchings are running like three feathers, and long and short.
Short height, but long feather.
Long, yeah, because of the weight and how those things are flying, that seems to give the least amount of sound and buck the wind the best.
Gotcha. Okay.
Are there? I'm just imagining the turkey fan. Mm-hmm. Are there
wing feathers?
Oh, wing feathers.
Yeah, primaries and secondaries.
Oh,
that's what you use.
I just learned
like
something new.
The barred wings.
I always thought tail feathers.
No.
So do you want me to start saving all my wing feathers for you then?
I'll take them.
Yeah,
because wings, they have directionality. So like when they say right or left wing, just like right or left helical, that's where that comes from. Is wing? It's wing feathers. It's not tail. Tail don't have a direction.
You know what he's meaning because it's got that curve to it.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
They have a spin to them.
I didn't even.
And now it doesn't matter on a trad bow for me, and I haven't seen it matter. As long as every wing on that arrow is the same, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, left or right helical doesn't matter as long as they're the same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The whole twist of the string thing, I haven't seen a difference with those bows.
So what's up next for you then as far as the trad bow hunt goes? Who's up next? Elk? Have you done that yet?
Well, the bull I lost in Oregon was a self bow.
Self bow. Got it.
Yeah. And then I carried nothing but a self bow last year.
Got it.
For every animal. Wow. I was like, I'm not touching my compound. I didn't even set it up.
That's awesome.
I was like, I'm not even cutting arrows. I'm not going to have a temptation of having this thing ready.
You're just going full on. And what is the name of your bow? You have to name it, don't you?
No, not yet.
Thorhammer.
I do have a bow that I bought from a friend that he named Running Wolf, and that's a U-boat.
Running Wolf.
That
one, nice.
That one's a U-boat he made for me.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I said go for it. So he's like, all right, cool.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic.
It's Lingcod backed. pretty cool.
Really?
Yeah, it's a neat looking thing.
So, is there an advantage to doing that, or
Backing?
what is that? Yeah.
So, depending on the bow material that you're building the bow out of, you can back them with rawhide, you can back them with sinew, and that can either add weight or speed. But mostly, what you're adding is protection.
Does it reduce vibration and all that too?
No, not at all. Vibration is reduced the same way that it is shooting a compounder or any other recurve or longbow, which is having the appropriate weight and spine of arrow for the setup, and then having the correct brace height.
Got it.
So if you're shooting, and I mean these bows are the quietest things you'll ever hear. I think you saw me shooting one last year at TAC, maybe in Utah.
Yes.
They are dead quiet. I mean, I have shot at a deer and had them look at the arrow on the ground
Like, what is that?
that impacted the ground, because those things make no noise, and then had the opportunity to shoot again.
That's
Wow.
amazing.
That's
That's
how
awesome.
dead quiet they are. As long as you don't panic and lose your damn mind.
Yeah.
Well, that's me. I would panic. It doesn't matter if it's a pig, a doe, whatever. I have the worst buck fever in the
Do
world.
ya?
So, oh man, I get hyped, and I've been on a. I don't care if I'm sitting next to you
around
and
a lot
you're
of dead
shooting. I mean,
things.
I get absolutely hyped. So, but I did get a trad bow from Bear that I want to take to Texas this fall, and I'll give it a whirl on some pigs first, or maybe an Axis doe or something. But
Yeah.
I am intrigued by it.
You should.
And I do like shooting
Oh
them.
man, the first time you shoot something with it, you're gonna be like, "Well, that's wild." You get this connection to,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
that's what that's like.
Yeah. And we meet a lot of these trad guys going across Total Archery Challenge, more so in like Texas and to the east. There's a lot more
Yeah.
that attend our events. But
Yeah, I remember
these guys
Pennsylvania
are,
having a
yes, Yep, they do. These guys are very, very serious about their art, and they're very good. But one thing that I love about them is they crack me up. They'll go do these courses, and I'm like, well, what were you scooting into? He's like, oh, no, we were shooting from the cone. They're
and-
just letting her rip.
And the smiles on their faces.
Oh,
they
it's
will.
hilarious.
Telling the story of watching the arrow fly.
And it just goes. We have a guy that used to come to South Dakota every year, and he was a trad guy, and he would shoot for the truck.
Why not?
Oh, and he was hitting foam.
I think we had a crowd of people watching me shoot last year in Utah, because I was shooting at the practice range at the Doll Sheep at like 100 and whatever.
Yeah.
And like
yeah,
bouncing them by its feet, and they're like, "You're so close." I'm like, "It's really hard."
Yeah, it's like,
It's gonna be luck if I get it. I'm already within 2 feet.
still, even that is pretty dang impressive when you're talking 35 yards as your kill
Ethical,
distance
yeah.
that you like to be at, and all of a sudden at 104 yards, you're right there on the animal. Not that you'd shoot
But
kill
close
it,
isn't dead.
No, not. But what I'm saying is
Yeah.
the ability to make that adjustment,
Yeah.
because it's all instinctive anyway.
It is 100%.
Yeah. So, well, I'll tell you what. I didn't expect to go down this path.
Neither did I. Sorry.
No. But I've actually really enjoyed it, because talking to you about this world of the base jumping and the archery or the trad world and all that is one that I don't live in. And so it intrigues me because I see it.
Yeah.
I just don't know much about it. And but I think what we need to do, honestly, is I want to sit down with you and talk Protekt.
Yeah.
But I also want to talk to you about some of these other things that you do just as you embrace life and that extreme sports lifestyle that you live. I think you have a lot of good things to tell people, so I think we should get you back on and do this again. When's the next one you're going to be at?
I'll be
Next
in
event?
Utah.
So let's plan on Utah sitting down again. And again, I wanted to have Rick in.
Well, he's
because,
here.
Yeah,
He's
because
just listening.
He's the guy that wants everyone to know about the guys like you who are like, let's go out and embrace life, and just, if it doesn't matter that you started hunting at 30 years old.
Doesn't matter.
Like, dive in.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here listening, though. The Don't Die Rusty is about you picking up a trad bow. I mean, picking up and building your own bows. It's about living this. You wanted to do it, and you did it.
Yeah.
And that's what Don't Die Rusty is about. Is I've talked about. I grew up on a ranch, and if you don't leave the ranch, I mean, some people want to live that lifestyle and live for the. And I love that I grew up on a ranch, but it was always going to take away my dreams because there's more out there. And that's what Don't Die Rusty's about, is about chasing these dreams of you're doing the trad bow. I got to ask you questions about your trad bow. We've learned a lot about this stuff, and that's the direction. I mean, I love going is how, because here's the deal. It's not just shooting the bow.
No.
It's learning how to shoot the bow, learning how to create this bow.
And I have to say it because I'm sitting here thinking it. It's the people that are involved in teaching me and giving me their time. Because what all of us can never get back is time, right? So you can't earn more. There's no bonus points. So I have to thank every single one of those guys. And I don't want to start naming them because
you miss someone, then you feel bad.
I know I'll miss somebody and I'll feel bad, but every single human being that has got me into archery, hunting, guiding, building bows and base jumping and climbing, like those are the people that I owe it to everybody else, just like I owe it to Sean and you, Rick, and to talk about it freely and give the information away the same it was given to me. In all of those things. Like, I've been learning and I'm getting to the point where maybe I can mentor people in some of these things. Mm-hmm. But I owe it to all of my mentors to give them that credit and tell them that, man, I give a shit about that. Like, I'm here because they were willing to give me the time. I took a step, but they let me take the step.
And that's what in Don't Die Rusty, I always say, you're going to take your memories to the grave. You're not going to take anything else. Yeah. So create all these memories, because I talk about legacy in it too.
Yeah.
And the legacy is we got to know each other. Sean sometimes is humble. Sometimes he's not. I'm just joking. But Total Archery Challenge has brought so many different people together, and we communicate.
Yes.
And we form relationships, and then we form a brotherhood of, like, we might not see each other for a whole year, but we come back and we're sitting here like we just were sitting here yesterday.
Yeah.
And this is what Sean has created with Total Archery Challenge is, and it's all types of people here.
Oh, yeah.
And learning, and I liked what you were saying, like in today's day and age, some of our youth, I'm not going to put generalize, but some of our youth don't realize the relationships and conversations that you have with people and learn. It's not just texting and Instagramming and Facebooking or whatever else. It's forming a true and genuine relationship.
Yeah.
And because it was funny today, I came into and I said my wife took my Protekt and my sunscreen, and I'm walking around white face, and I didn't even know it because I just kind of rubbed it in. And here's the deal: everybody said, does Rick know that his face is white, or is he just doing that? But it's Rick, so they don't. Nobody even questions.
They're like, probably it's on purpose.
But what I'm saying is the relationships that we have gained here. This is what it's about. And Judd Cooney was one of my big archery people, and people don't really know him, but I talked about this in one of my podcasts. Is Judd Cooney was working for the state of South Dakota taking pictures. He wasn't working. He was freelancing photos, and I was a big Judd Cooney fan. He had one of the biggest antelope, and he had the world record at one time for antelope.
Yeah.
And I was working, and I'm 19, 20, and I met a lot of interesting and cool people that have notoriety and famous. I came over the hill, and I was shaken, because it's one of those people that, like, this is a genuine person.
That's your guy.
Man, I feel like if I came over the hill in Oregon hunting and I ran into Larry Jones, that's what I would do. I would probably lose my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to wrap this up. There's so much more to talk about with both of you.
We're at the top of the pizza. We haven't even got into a slice.
That's what I'm saying. And Trevor, you and I have known each other, through Black Rifle Coffee for years.
Years, yeah.
But we've never really sat down. Every time we talk, it's usually been a business-type relationship. That's why I enjoyed this conversation that we had, just kind of dive into who you are, because I see these snippets of things you do, and you and I talk hunting and all this, because I also love Alaska. You love Alaska, so it's fun to share these stories, and we can reminisce and understand what each other went through.
Oh, yeah.
But I think there's a lot more to this that I would just love to talk to you about as we go through this stuff. So we definitely have to continue this.
We will.
In Utah and dive into more of who Trevor is. And then we need to segue into you and Protekt.
Yeah.
And kind of why you've embraced this. Because I think it's all part of your story and who you are. And you're always, in my opinion, from looking from the outside in, striving for whatever the best is. And so that's why I would like to understand, like, why have you dove in on this Protekt thing and what they do and their message and their product? Obviously, I'm a fan of the product, but you're a big part of kind of saying, hey, this is good, this isn't good, this is why, this isn't whatever.
I am now. And before we wrap up, I want to say, right when I left Black Rifle, I had already been using the products for a long time, years. And it had been sent to me by guys like Ryan sitting behind me and Tim and Mark Carter and Healy, and I already knew them, and I believed in the product. And they are incredible people. They're doing a really good thing. I believe in what they're doing, and immediately gave me a home to work there. And I thought it would be a fit, and it has been a fit. So I'm so thankful that I'm part of this small group of guys that are building this thing that is really, really cool. And we're just getting started. Train's just starting to come down the tracks, and I'll be really stoked to talk about it next time. Yeah,
trains are coming down the tracks on Protekt. The pizza, we're just starting to dive into.
It's just cooked. We just pulled her out of the oven.
We just pulled out of the oven, pulled off one pepperoni just because we're hungry. We need to let it cool. Any other analogies we need to throw in here?
Well, I have one thing.
Okay, let's hear it.
Because Trevor was talking earlier.
A little bit.
A little bit. Just a little bit.
I wouldn't shut up.
But we should get back together, and you guys should come back to South Dakota, like in, we'll say, December, and we should do a true South Dakota pheasant hunt.
Let's do it.
I like this.
I'm 100% game.
I'm in.
Can I bring a bow and try and shoot one on the wing?
That would be amazing.
You're good.
Okay.
That would be it.
Because I have one of my best buddies who could line this up for us.
Okay.
I like the way we're thinking.
I'll carry a shotgun because I do like shooting birds, but
with a bow it'd be fantastic.
With a bow it'd be really cool.
And the other thing is, I'll teach you all the Rickisms before we even get out there.
You have to know the Rickisms. He's probably not familiar with them all, but
I have to start with zinc on my face.
Yeah, like I got zinc in my eye. I didn't hit that pheasant.
Yeah, exactly. But one of the things we will say, and we'll close it up here, is it's been a Rick-tastic time having you guys here with us on the podcast. And I'm excited to dive into the next one. But thank you for sharing all that.
Thank you for having me.
I know you said you talked a lot, but I was here to listen to your story, and I loved it. It was fun. So, all right, you guys, until then, we'll catch them on the next one.
Thank you.